All right, hey everyone. This is take two of my intro here. The first time I didn't have audio, so that wasn't ideal, but hopefully now you can hear me. And I think you can. All right, welcome to an introduction to my new series, which is going to be walking through a full stack application that I wrote. It's written using React and Python. Python, I'm using the FastAPI library for the backend API, and that's pretty much it. There's some API calls that I'm doing from Python, so that's interesting. And then I'm serving an API using Python as well, and it uses the Uvicorn I don't know, routing app. I don't really know what it is. If anybody has a good Uvicorn description or can tell me more about what it actually is, feel free to post in the comments. Definitely interested. Let's go over to show you what this application looks like and hopefully give you a sense of what we'll be talking through. All right, so this is one of the front ends that I created for Texas Rate Finder. This is the front user facing one. So there's a landing page, gives them kind of a welcome, gives some information. You can see more information, and then you can click View Rate Finder, which is the action that we're trying to get them to do. You can see View Rate Finder on both pages. So first thing here, you've got this usage. This is a person's last week of usage, and you can see as we hover over it, it shows you what kilowatt hours they had for that 15-minute period. So I think that's pretty cool. A lot of people like seeing that. It's not really that useful, at least at this level. There is this other button over here that will let you see at different time scales. So you can actually go through other time periods of this and say, oh, what if I want to see for the full past year, how much energy have I been using? So you can do that. And then down here, you can see there's 5 cards. This is showing the best price per kilowatt hour for a specific user. They can also open this filter, change the contract length or the renewable content if somebody only wanted to see something with 100, or for some reason wanted to see something that didn't have any renewable. I'm not sure why you'd do that, but it is an option here. It's one of the things that we talked through, and they're like, well, we'll just keep the API consistent. So you've got the option of saying you don't want any renewable if that's your jam, I guess. So as you can see, there's, we show 5. There's a lot more in the background. One thing I've thought about is giving users the ability to see the rest, just to, kind of give the maximum amount of exploring. As you can see, like right now, these Saver 3s, that means that it's probably a 3-month plan, and these are 12-month plans. So if somebody wanted a longer term plan, right now they would have to do it through the filters. But let's just show a little bit more of this before I go too much deeper. So you can see we have this little pop-up when you go to details that will let you see what a bill would look like for the past year of usage. This shows you you can see more details. So this looks like a energy plus base plus TDU energy charges. So there's no non-TDU base charge for this plan. So that's, I guess, probably means that, well, I don't know if it means anything, but just is what it is. So 5 cents per kilowatt hour plus another 4.5 cents per kilowatt hour, and then $5.88 fixed rate for every month. You can see a little bit more information here about the company itself. Maybe this isn't a great company to use because they only have a 2 out of 5 rating, which means people aren't super happy with them. You can click the enrollment link or the EFL. So if we go to the EFL, it brings us to another window here, and you can see energy. This is from the 25th, and yeah, you can see those 3 things that we were looking at. Let's also go to there's also this report as inaccurate button. So if for whatever reason the EFL didn't match what I've got here, which does happen sometimes because I'm manually labeling these, you could click the report as inaccurate button and it will bring it back to my queue. So it says thank you. You can't click on that again, which is part of the front end what I'm doing. And then there's a couple other pieces of this. So this is the backend tool. You can see failed to load PDF file. So there's certain PDFs that don't actually work, or certain plans. First couple here. These ones I don't do because this doesn't render properly. I don't know why. This is, I think, a little bit of a React thing and a little bit how their PDFs work. So if anybody has an idea of like what I'm potentially doing wrong, because I'm certainly no React expert. I've used it to do this project, but it's not my. I don't claim to be an expert here. I will explain what I've went through to hopefully help other people get to this point. But I just go next on those because they're not ones that we currently are working through. And then here's another. This one I would label. So we've got monthly base charge here of $4.95. So $4.95, and then the tier is 0.044231 because of the energy charge, and we're doing it from 0 kilowatt hours to infinite. So there's no usage based criteria there. Sometimes there are a couple rate plans where people do this, where they'll have the rate plan will be, from 0 to 1,000 kilowatt hours. It's called a tiered rate plan. 0 to 1,000 kilowatt hours, it's this price. 1,000 to 2,000, it's this other price. You can go either way on it, either depending on what you're trying to incentivize for your customers. You could either say it goes up if you use more, or it goes down if you want them to use more. Of course, you would say it gets less expensive if you use more, so that would incentivize the user to actually get to that level. So that's kind of, and then this one has a TDU monthly charge. It calls it TCC here. I'm not really sure why or what TCC stands for. I don't know what that TCC stands for. I guess it's AEP TCC. It probably just means that it's the central electricity. There's a AEP North, I think, too. So all we do is just add the TDU base and energy charges because it has both of those, and save plan. And so that's all we do there. And then this is the one that I had just clicked on over on the other side that I said was not a valid plan. It actually is. This is correct. One thing that you may notice though is that the per billing cycle is different between what's on mine and what's in here. The reason for that is that I haven't changed the TDU charges as they've been changed for the user. The reason that I'm doing that, I do that pretty intentionally. Eventually, I want to change it so that I just say whether it has a TDU charge or not to be more accurate of, what it'll reflect that it has one and to apply it. The reason I don't add it here is because if I changed the TDU amount, it would throw off all of the previous plans that I've updated since they're directly on that rate plan. So I would have to go through every one and update them since I don't have any sort of link to make sure that works. So by keeping them the same value for all plans, it it makes it so that I'm still comparing plan A's, like plan A to plan B, C, and D accurately. So you're still getting the correct plan, even though the price per kilowatt hour may be slightly off, and probably will be slightly off of what you'll actually be paying. It's at least accurate when you're comparing it to other rate plans. All right, so let's save that one, and then that'll be the last thing that we do there for now. So the other pieces, so this is what I just had ran. It's basically what downloads these plans. So there's 87 new plans here. Another piece that I would like to do, maybe I'll do it on stream once I talk through what's currently structured, is to automate this process. I'd love to get this at least where most of it is automated, if not all of it, so that I don't have to label these manually anymore. Last thing just to show is we've got these docs. This is auto-generated by FastAPI because we're using that as our API deployment tool. So it gives us this information so we can actually look through and see, okay, this is looking for a URL. If I don't give it one, it's going to use this as our value. Otherwise, I could use my own URL if I have one. Yeah, that's pretty much all. And that's, I think, about everything that I want to talk through. I guess the only other piece that I haven't really mentioned is I will be going through the deployment tooling. And we're using AWS and Elastic Container Services to host this. That's it, and Elastic Container Services expects a Docker image, so we're also using Docker as part of that deployment. We also use that for development. And yeah, I think that's about everything. Thank you if you've made it this far, thank you. I look forward to going through the rest of this series with you, and hopefully I can teach you some stuff about at least how I'm doing full stack development. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day. And if this is something that you're interested in, definitely subscribe. I will be doing more of this in the future, and I appreciate everyone for watching.